Welcome to the Today in History channel. In today's video we will talk about the day, June 26, 1945. Signature of the United Nations Charter. The United Nations Charter is the document by which the UN is constituted. Its history dates back to July 12, 1941, with the London Declaration signed by representatives of the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand and South Africa, in addition to the governments in exile from Belgium, Czechoslovakia, Greece, Luxembourg, Norway, Netherlands, Poland, Yugoslavia and France, represented by General De Gaulle. This document was in favor of jointly preserving peace, establishing the voluntary cooperation of all free peoples as the basis for lasting peace, and to avoid the threat of aggression. Subsequently, in August 1941, the President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and the British Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, signed the Atlantic Charter, in which they expressed their desire that, at the end of the war, a settlement be established, peace that would offer security to nations, and that its inhabitants would live free from fear and need, that all nations of the world would renounce the use of force and promote international collaboration to achieve better working conditions, economic progress and social security. On January 1, 1942, 26 representatives signed the United Nations Declaration, where they pledged to continue the struggle against the Axis powers together. In that document, the name United Nations appeared for the first time. The Moscow Conference in November 1943, and the one in Tehran, 2 months later, also called for the creation of an international general organization based on the sovereign equality of states, in order to avoid future confrontations. In 1944, the creation of the United Nations began to be forged at the Dumbarton Oaks Conference, which ended in October of that year. Among the main advances achieved is the proposal to establish an essential body at the United Nations, whose objective was to preserve world peace. Subsequently, at the Yalta Conference in February 1945, it was specified how to vote for such a body. Finally, from April 25 to June 26, 1945, the San Francisco Conference was held, which was based on the Dumbarton Oaks and Yalta conferences, in addition to taking into account amendments proposed by various governments. This conference drafted the United Nations Charter and the Statute of the International Court of Justice, which were unanimously approved and signed by all representatives on the last day. The United Nations Charter came into force in October 1945, when China, the United States, France, the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, and most other signatories deposited their instruments of ratification. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.